This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute, and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
I'm Mo Rocca, and I'm excited to announce Season 4 of my podcast, Mobituaries. I've got a whole new bunch of stories to share with you about the most fascinating people and things who are no longer with us. From famous figures who died on the very same day, to the things I wish would die, like buffets. All that and much more. Listen to Mobituaries with Mo Rocca wherever you get your podcasts.
Your picks have been horrible, man.
It's the point. It's the point of the show.
Isn't
it? Isn't it? It's possible. I don't understand what this podcast is about.
Poppycock. It's a fuck house.
On a weekly basis, we are consuming more concentrated bad movies than probably anybody in the history of mankind.
Poppycock.
What story? What story? What are you talking about?
Do you want lunch?
I have yet to laugh in this movie. I'll just tell you that.
You picked it, motherfucker. So just remember that.
You know the problem with Hollywood is? They make shit. Unbelievable, unremarkable shit.
I was legitimately offended.
You were offended?
I was offended.
I didn't know you could get offended.
I was offended.
This did it.
If I were gay, I wouldn't be offended.
They're fucking making shit up, Amin.
Inconsequential detail after inconsequential detail after inconsequential detail.
Bees don't lie.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm holding a mic in my hands, and now I'm talking all alone.
Eva's waiting for him at the restaurant, and she looks good in that dress. Oh my god!
Awesome.
Someone disagrees.
Yeah.
She also has a magic 8-ball with her.
Why does she have a magic 8-ball with her?
It's never explained
At all.
It's never explained. It's never brought up again. She just had a magic 8-ball in her purse, and we don't know why.
That's the time.
He's talking to himself in the mirror at home, and his hand is getting red as he talks. He's hearing motorcycle noises. Back in the restaurant, she's filling her wine glass and drinking irresponsibly.
They want us to believe the reason he's running late is because of all the supernatural shit that's about to happen.
He's still in his apartment.
You know, it wasn't like on the way, the supernatural. Like you were planning on being super late, regardless if the devil showed up or not. Second of all, why do they pour wine halfway through the glass?
I don't like that.
Let it breathe. I mean,
nah, man.
Is that for real? I don't know anything about wine other than
it's to let it breathe, but I don't think that that's going to make a big difference in my wine consumption.
I just feel like they're kind of getting away with murder here.
Of
you know,
course.
Like it's like
you ever
it's
seen
like
the markup on these bottles.
Yeah, like it's like when you go to a bar and you order a drink and they like load like a ton of ice in there. Like I'm not getting any drink in this. All you did was just give me a cup of ice with a couple of drops of alcohol in it.
I don't buy wine at restaurants, but if I did, I would just buy the bottle. There's no chance I'm buying wine by the glass.
Remember that time you weren't there, but you heard about the time when Waz and I were just getting rosé by the glass? This was a Sussman thing. You don't remember this?
No, I was not here for that.
Sussman, Waz, Byrne, and I were meeting like these ad guys from Thrillist. And so I showed up late.
I showed up writing this script, man.
I showed up late, and Waz is drinking rosé. And I was like, yo, that sounds delicious. I'll take a glass too. And so we go a couple glasses each, and Waz had already had a few. We go to sit down at a table, and finally the waiter comes up. He's like, you guys just want to get a bottle? Like, it's so much cheaper to get a bottle. And oh my God, I wish I could show you the actual image. But we asked, well, how much is the glass and how much is the bottle? I don't remember what the bottle cost, but the glass was like $36 a glass. And we had a few. Yeah. But we weren't paying for it. Well, I guess we did eventually. But to see the look on Sussman's face as he finds out that all these glasses we had been drinking were each $36.
A pop. Wow.
It was unreal.
That is incredible. How was it though?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was really good. Really, really good. He walks into the alley. There's a special bike for him. He hears a demon laugh, and that's when Peter Fonda walks up to him. Fonda tells him he's the reason JB survived all those crashes. Kind of mocks him as he does it.
Definite sexual tension in this scene. Definite. Between the devil, the way the devil talks to him. I'm like, why are you talking like that?
All right. So then if there's sexual tension, is the demon mouth like kind of like the erection of demons?
What?
Like the demon mouth pops up and it's kind of like, yo, I'm feeling you.
Can't control it.
Yeah, can't control it. Okay, I'm into this. I can sense the tension there. JB can't get away, says he has to fulfill the contract. The wheels start spinning. He drives away at super speed. Things are melting. Glass is breaking. Fire is everywhere. A motorcycle cop at a speed trap gets blown off his bike.
Completely missed opportunity for the radar gun to say the speed is 666.
I started typing it out because I thought, oh, that's got to be a thing in this. I started typing that note out and then I had to delete it. These demons are from the Matrix. They're wearing dusters. They're looking for a cemetery from a long time ago. This guy says, you really shouldn't be here. That's what Wes says. That's what they keep telling me. What?
Jesus.
What does that mean?
Keeps asking to do stuff like, where's the cemetery? It's not here anymore. Where is it? Who would know? Like, you just go to the fucking city planning department, like between 8 and 5. Like, why are you asking me? I'm just living.
Cage is back home. He's steaming. His face is burning. His shoes are on fire. He's struggling as he walks to the mirror. Guys, you know what he's doing?
He's acting his ass off.
Acting his fucking ass off in this scene.
Yes, he is.
He's phenomenal in this scene.
This is peak Nicolas Cage losing his shit.
Oh my god.
Why you cash the checks for Nicolas Cage.
100%. And this is how you make 228, baby.
All I could think of is, you know what? We're watching this scene right here, and they got the CGI and everything, but they had to shoot this somewhere.
I thought
where there was not
the whole movie.
There's just a camera and a camera guy and a sound guy, and they're watching him. All right, Nick, this is the scene where you turn into the Ghost Rider. We're going to do all the CGI overlay on this. Got it. Okay. Here we go.
I would pay so much for the raw footage. So much.
How many takes?
No more than 3. I think he nails it. He knows what he's doing at this point. Are you kidding me?
He laughs at the end. Did you see it at the end? He's like,
oh yeah, no, because he's crazy. We dive into his pupils. There's fire. Now he's turned into fire. He's still acting his ass off. He has a flaming skull for a head. Blackheart loves it. Cage says, back to hell, you're going down. The trash talk in this movie is not good.
Wait. You don't think it's good when he defeats one of these demons and the demon says, have mercy, and he says, sorry, all out of mercy.
He kind of has a Batman voice.
Oh, we'll get to the voice.
The wind demon knocks him onto a chain where he's basically being hung, and then a puddle demon traps his foot, and then another demon smashes a truck into him. Ghost Rider punches the truck demon, then says, yeah, sorry, all out of mercy. Then he wraps him up in his fire chain, and the other demons just abandon him. He turns into like some kind of statue that breaks apart. I couldn't really tell what happened there. He calls the motorcycle like a horse. He puts his hands on it.
How the fuck does a flaming skull whistle with his fingers, Zach?
Wait, that's where you were going with how the fuck? I'm like, how the fuck does a motorcycle respond to a whistle?
What? He's a Ghost Rider.
That's been established. He's a demon.
Okay, so then why would he have to whistle?
2 bones and bone lips cannot whistle.
Wait, why would he want to whistle though? If he's a demon, if some demon magic thing, wouldn't it just come like, all right, I want my bike with me right now? Wouldn't it just approach on its own? If he didn't whistle, if he said, "Hey," the bike would be like, "Oh no, you ain't talking to me." Like, yeah. Oh, now he whistles. Okay, that was our secret code. Okay, got it. I'm there.
Transforms into a hell bike with a giant skull front. Eva declines more wine. She's drunk off her ass. Stops the waiter, asking if he thinks she's pretty.
This fucking guy, man.
And he goes,
I would have quit my job.
What the hell is wrong with this man?
Oh, yeah.
I would have quit my job and said, lady, you and me. Let's go. Huh?
Let's go. Yeah.
It's at her hotel. You just poured her a full glass of wine. She's looking for validation, my man.
There's also no way, no sense, no world in which this reaction makes sense. Because if he's a straight man, he's like, oh, wait, come on. You're ridiculous looking, right? Like, of course. If he's a gay man, he's saying, oh, come on, girl. You're working it. Like, you're fine. Like, no one doesn't give her the validation there. A woman would give her a validation.
Very stereotyped there for Zach. Oh,
100%.
You think gay men are always just a gay friend? That's all they are.
There's no one that is not complimenting her there.
There is no man on earth who is not in some way attracted to Eva Mendes.
Yes. You kidding me? All right.
RuPaul
would be all about it.
100% big her up and probably set her up with someone.
You kidding me? Cage stops a mugger from stealing the purse of Rebel Wilson.
Give me the damn bag.
He says he's guilty. And to look into his eyes, the mugger tries to stab him and he says, your soul is stained by the blood of the innocent. Then the mugger feels the pain of his victims, I think. We have a fiery montage.
Really weird montage with flames and flashbacks.
Did he die?
I don't think he's dead, Zach.
No, hold on. Yes, he's absolutely dead.
No, he's not. He's twitching.
Dead people twitch.
Now he's a vigilante? Like, you've never given a shit about anyone other than yourself your entire life. Now you're a vigilante.
And not even that. He's like possessed by a demon.
Right
now.
Second thing is, okay, you stopped a mugger and your answer is death penalty? All lives matter much? I'm like, what are you doing, man? Just reminded me of, we're going to get into this in a future Cinephobe, but the Twitter account Batman Slander.
I fucking love that account.
Because it's so true when you start to think about it. It's like there's all types of corruption and like Monsanto and things like that happening. And Batman's thing is I'm going to beat up some muggers. Like beat the shit out of them.
Beats the shit out of them. All right. Ghost Rider's driving through a cemetery. He falls to the ground, and as the sun rises, Cage turns back into human form, and the motorcycle is normal again. He's still in agony, still acting his ass off.
He is acting his ass off.
No one else could have pulled this role off.
Just the noises that he makes as he is crawling here.
Spectacular. He's spectacular. He's at the grave of his father. Sam Elliott shows up with a shovel.
Morning, bonehead.
Morning, bonehead. Cage wakes up.
Hear the Ian Carmel. Can I go? Is this on YouTube?
Nah. Yeah, I don't know if we'd be able to find it in AFE because I'm not sure which one it is, but he'll just bust it out every once in a while.
It's a lot of them. Yeah.
When Star is Born came out, he was doing it a lot.
I'm going to text him and say, can you just send me a voice note?
Yeah, perfect.
Can you do me a quick favor?
Tell him to say morning bonehead as Sam Elliott.
We have a voice note as Sam Elliott saying morning bonehead.
Morning, bonehead. Good morning, bonehead. Wake up and smell the coffee. It's morning, bonehead. There comes a time in every man's life when he is called upon by a friend and he must rise to the occasion. This one's more almost Johnny Cash. And I heard, as it were, a sound. When the man comes around. I am so talented.
Cage wakes up, chugs water out of a bunch of different cups and mugs.
5 different mugs.
Yeah.
He slams them all on the ground when he's done.
Sam has a pocket watch in front of another
stop to ask. I thought it was like holy water or something.
Why not just one bigger receptacle?
I thought it was coffee at first because of the drinking out of a coffee pot seat. I thought, this man just needs his caffeine.
No, he doesn't drink coffee out of mugs. He drinks coffee out of the pot. He drinks water out of mugs, obviously.
Cage says he feels like his skull is on fire, but he's okay. Sam says his bike looks normal. And last night did happen. It'll happen again. Sam calls him the Ghost Rider. Cage leaves. Roxy is reporting on the scene, and there's a connection between the victim at the train yard and the massacre at the biker bar.
How does she know this?
Yeah, she's a reporter who does, on one day, she does stunt drivers, and the next day she's reporting on murder. Like, what news department is this where they stretch so thin?
Jane of all trades. No?
My microphone on the ground. So upset.
All right. The captain also just starts touching shit at the crime scene without gloves on.
No comment.
Sam explains that the Rider is the devil's bounty hunter. During the day, he'll be normal, and at night, the Rider takes over. He describes the penance stare to the mugger. All the Riders have this power. Sam is telling him about the town of San Venganza.
It sears the souls of the wicked.
Cage wants to know
exposition.
What this has to do with Blackheart, and it rocks Sam. Describes the fallen angels hiding within the elements. They can't come onto hollow ground. Says, where are you going? There's something I got to see. That's a bad idea. Wouldn't be my first. It's a good exchange.
Oh, my God.
Says he made the deal because he was a kid, and what he got in return was heartache. He sees the damage Ghost Rider did to the city.
This is me every time I black out drinking, and I wake up in the morning.
What'd you get in return? Long pause. Heartache.
This movie's like an hour and 48 minutes. It could have been an hour and 30 minutes if they just cut out the long pauses.
Can't cut out the long pauses.
So could this pod.
Any Cinephobe fan knows the value of a long pause.
Roxy is talking to the girl he saved, and she says his face was a skull and it was on fire.
She sounds so high. Her shirt says, I leave bite marks.
She says he did her a favor, and it's a reminder she can get over him. Says he's just the same. It says you're better paid and more fans, but you're still just a carny, which is a lethal blow.
Still just a carny.
That's a lethal fucking blow.
His eyes are so blue in this scene. They're like two heart of the ocean Titanic necklaces.
Yeah. He's just so captivating. Aren't you captivated by him?
Am I staring into those two sapphires?
I did feel like Carney was a little too far.
Well, then he walks by a mirror and he is fucking jacked.
He's so cut.
Ripped. To the point that my favorite trivia about this movie, and I legitimately I watched this for my own, so I can confirm this on IMDb, is that in the director's commentary of the DVD, the director addresses internet rumors that Nick Cage's abs were CGI'd and says they are not. That is him. He's doing weird shit with his face in the mirror. He's trying to scare the flaming skull out of himself. He's also reading Faust for answers. The host can gain control of the possessing spirit by manipulation. And that's when he says, I'm speaking to the fire element within me. Give me control over the possessing spirit. His hand starts to flame and he throws fire at some candles. And that's when Roxy shows up to his place.
She's so horny.
Yo, she's
so fire, though, man.
Yeah.
Yo, is there any woman as beautiful as Eva Mendes who consistently plays the lower power hand in all these relationships? You understand what I'm saying?
Right, because Hitch, Hitch, there's a weird dynamic going, but
but like think about the other guys.
The lower power hand of a two-hander.
It's a two-hander. It's a real two-hander.
Yeah. Think about the other guys. Think about Training Day.
Yeah.
Think about she's always
we own the night too.
Yeah, there's in no scenario in the real world with Eva Mendes you would be running after her. She's not chasing after you.
100%. She shows up. She came to apologize. She's leaving town tonight. Didn't want that to be their last interaction. Then she asks if something is burning. He says, and this is, you know what? This is very Ben Stiller. This is very line on the spot. So I figured you appreciate this of me. And he says that it must be the neighbor's hibachi. Bill, he just got it.
I love this because Gilbert Arenas started calling himself Hibachi around this time.
Right.
Mid 2000s is when Hibachi was where it was at, man.
Yeah, Hibachi was at its prime, man. She's reminiscing over their old shows, and that's when she kisses him, which I wrote, do you think his dick is hot? You think his dick burns?
It is, but that had nothing to do with the devil.
I mean, all the other bones in his body are on fire.
Had to deal with a carny worker that was unprotected.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. He says he should walk her to her car because it's not great timing. She's trying to make sense of his contradictory actions. He's very perplexed. He says that she wouldn't believe him and she'll think he's crazy. She says that nothing can surprise her, and that's when he tells her he sold his soul to the devil.
After a long pause.
In my job, I've seen and heard just about everything. So there is nothing you can tell me that's going to surprise me.
Off the record?
Yeah.
I sold my soul to the devil.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have to spare you.
Spare me from what?
The devil. On account I work for him. That's why I couldn't make it to dinner.
Because you were working for the devil.
Well, yeah. I'm his bounty hunter. But it only happens at night. Like it is right now. Whenever I'm around evil people, evil spirits, I change into...
What?
Just a great big monster. But I am learning I'm getting control of it. I'm trying to.
So tonight, you'll...
I believe so. Which is why it's probably a very good idea that you run on home now.
Says it's a good idea for her to run on home, and she says that either he believes it and needs a psychiatric hospital, or he's making stories up not to be with her, and she's leaving forever. Then the cops pick up Nick Cage. I don't understand how they... Yeah.
Why?
I feel like there was a scene deleted there. They interrogate him. Cage calls him out on the good cop, bad cop routine.
But why?
I watch a lot of TV.
He says he didn't kill anybody, and they're going to put him in jail.
There was literally
nothing. There's nothing.
They didn't bother even have like his hat fell down at the scene of the crime.
No, there's
nothing.
There's no evidence at all. They throw him into a holding cell, and all the bad souls are turning him into the Ghost Rider. And there's like a black 12-year-old kid in there.
Yes.
A guy.
Delete that. Delete that.
Delete that.
I'm sorry.
Bleep that out. Bleep that out. A guy. Somehow Amin offended himself, which I didn't think was possible. Leave it in. Just bleep it. That's funny. The guy is mad that he showed up. He went to Johnny Blaze's show and didn't die. Those were his notes on the performance.
You're a monkey in a cage. Get in the cage.
They punch him. They throw him. He's laughing. They slap the black kid. They start piling on him. He knocks them off as the Ghost Rider. And then he penance stares the guy I called fake Rob Corddry. Takes his jacket. And now there are spikes everywhere on it.
He stretches before he's about to fight. Yeah. And I said, why would a demonic being need to stretch before fighting? It's like doing swinging his arms around and like cracking his knuckles. I'm like, whoa.
Look, even demons got to be limber, you know? He points at the kid and he says, innocent.
Woke as fuck.
He melts the bars and walks out. The kid faints.
When he gets the jacket, he makes all the spikes bigger. So one of Ghost Rider's powers is to make things bigger?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Chew.
That's how he got the burning.
Blackheart is at a church. He tells the priest he's sinned a lot.
Can he not go into a church?
I don't know. I don't understand the devil or his kinfolk.
Maybe I should reread that Bible, and learn these rules.
Ghost Rider gets some police brutality from a cop as he leaves. He cracks his jaw. Matumbo fingers him, and then he grabs his chain and he rides off.
If Ghost Rider was black, that cop would not have hit him. We would not have pulled out the nightstick. He would have just unloaded the clip.
Well, they do that later.
As he leaves, a neon garage sign sparks, and then it just says, rage.
Yeah, I like that.
It happens later after they exhaust every single diplomatic method of stopping a man on fire with a skull for a head.
Who just drove up and down vertically a building.
And they're still like, wait, hold on my command, guys. I'm like, really?
Blackheart asks the priest for the contract of San Venganza. He says, raise no more devils than you can lay down. My father raised one too many. What?
They keep doing this weird, like, very obviously CGI demon face for Blackheart. I don't like it.
But I just don't understand, like, what is your point?
Blackheart sucks.
Yeah, he's a terrible guy.
It's not that hard. He sucks.
What is his point?
The Ramp is a better villain than Blackheart is in this movie. Cops are after Ghost Rider now. He drives up a bridge. He sees the cops surrounding the bridge. He jumps into the water with the bike, then flips off the cops and rides on the top of the
light
bridge.
him up. There's still he's in the middle of the water. Literally, there's no one they can hurt other than fish in the water.
Right.
And they're still like, I don't know you guys. He's white, so let's give him a chance to explain himself.
Nick Cage was super smart to choose this role because he didn't have to shoot half the scenes.
Right. Oh my God. Oh, it's brilliant. You got the full paycheck.
Get paid full money.
Yeah.
Show up half the time. Rewrite your scenes.
Blackheart and his demons get approached by Cage. They're trying to ambush him. A wind demon knocks him off his bike. He's chasing the wind demon. The cop is chasing him. Drives up a building, shattering all the glass. Roxy sees him from another building. Now she's starting to believe. He reaches the roof and a helicopter tracks him down. He lassos the copter with his chain. Cops have surrounded the building. He pulls the helicopter to the roof. The pilot apologizes and he swings the copter away from the building.
This is an important scene. We'll get to it later.
Also, this is a great line from the wind demon. He says, "You should have joined us, Ryder. Soon we will have the contract and you will be only a footnote in the history of the new hell." That's good writing right there.
Hold on.
I like that.
New hell.
Yeah.
Like the idea is that like there are people in hell who are like, not with it. We can put some drapes on this side over here. We can open like a bar over there. I'm liking this idea of a new hell.
I mean, it's Mexico's fantastic. You know what's great? New Mexico. Ryder grabs says time to clear the air. He can't lasso him because he's there.
I like that.
He says he cannot catch the wind.
You cannot catch the wind.
So he swirls his flaming chain around the wind, creates a vortex of fire or something. I don't know. I didn't understand the physics here. Kills the demon.
Vortex of fire is perfect. You nailed it.
Rides down the building, does a superhero landing on the ground with the bike. Roxy sees that he wasn't lying. She says, Johnny, and he walks over to her, but the cops unload on him.
When he sees her, his flame starts glowing blue. Do they know that blue flame is hotter than orange flame?
Also,
does that
great strip club in Atlanta?
Does blue flame denote blue balls?
As opposed to orange balls.
Orange balls, yeah.
Zach's balls usually look like, apparently.
Yeah, usually orange. Tangerines. He rides away. Blackheart knows his weakness now. Cage goes back. What happened?
Now we know his weakness.
Cage goes back to the cemetery. Sam takes him to the Carter Slade grave. Sam tells him how Slade became the Ghost Rider.
You don't watch TV? What's the matter with you?
Tells him about the contract. Slade rode off with the contract, stealing it from Mephistopheles. Might have been buried with it, but Blackheart is coming. He'll use anybody against him.
Sam Elliott's facial hair reaches up to his eyes.
It does, yeah.
Go back and watch that scene.
Yeah.
Like when he shaves, he's got to start right below his eyeball.
He's got to shave his whole goddamn face.
He's a fucking man. That's why. He's a man. The guy's a man.
Let me tell you guys, you're messing up. You're wasting money. You're wasting money to try to look good, and it's just not the way to go. You got to switch to Harry's, okay? I know you're shaving. I know you're doing all this stuff. You got to switch to Harry's. Here's why. In 1 year, you could save enough for 26 cups of coffee if you live in New York. Live in Chicago, you get 3 pizzas, deep dish style. Netflix subscription, that's 6 months worth of Netflix right there. You can Netflix and chill or Netflix and quarantine a lot more by having Harry's. And guys, we're going to be here for a while, hopefully. So you want to get Harry's. Harry's has a trial set delivered to your doorstep by going to harrys.com/ding. And let me tell you a little bit about this. Quality, durable blades at a fair price, $2 a blade. German blade factory that's been honing precision blades for a century. They cut out the middleman and they're bringing you the blades from there. Blade refills are delivered directly to your door on schedule with or without a subscription. You get blades, you get hair care, you get shower products, you get it all on Harry's.com. And just like the blades, Harry's is committed to providing premium products without breaking the bank. Our listeners, again, go to Harry's.com/ding. And this is what you're going to get. You get a weighted ergonomic handle for a firm grip, a 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip and trimmer blade. You want that lubrication, trust me. Rich, lathering shave gel with aloe to keep your skin so hydrated, so silky smooth. You're not going to hurt yourself. You're not going to cut yourself. You could do this blind and you're still going to have that smooth shave, and a travel blade cover to keep your razor dry and easy to grab on the go. Just go to harrys.com/ding to start shaving and start saving today. I don't want to have to tell you again. Save some money by going to Harry's.
Cage is worried about Roxy. She goes to his place and Mac is there. They scare each other. Mac is worried the arrest could end Cage's
Mac
career.
Looks like he was beaten off, by the way.
100% beaten off. Are you kidding me? Mac says they were riding the gravy train with biscuit wheels before she showed up. She tells Mac that she loves Cage, needs info to help. He tells her about the weird books he's been reading. Now it's nighttime. Cage creeps up on the cameraman, looking for Roxy. She's reading the books. She's scared by the pics. Blackheart then kills Mac, but freezing him or sucking his soul out or whatever he does.
It looks like he's squeezing out an entire tube of toothpaste.
Yeah, he toothpastes him. Says he's going to break Cage's heart. She's pale and cold. Blackheart pushes Cage against the wall. Ghost Rider reverses. His penance stare doesn't work on Blackheart because he's got no soul to burn. He likes it there and won't go back. Blackheart says to give him the contract and maybe he'll spare her life. Don't make him wait. Now Johnny Blaze is at the cemetery. Sam says, "Figured you'd be back, bonehead." Cage is going to dig it up. Sam says it's not in the ground. It was hidden in his shovel. Why? Why is it hidden in the shovel?
Yo, this got me, though.
Did it?
I like this. Yes.
Did you not know? Hold on. Did y'all not know from the very beginning? He works in a cemetery. He knows everything about Ghost Rider, and he's working on the grave of Castor, whatever. I was like, oh, he was a cowboy from the beginning of the movie. Like instantly, there was.
Oh yeah, that's not a twist. Like that was pretty obvious.
No, but the contract being in the shovel, that was dope as fuck, dude. Because he's always got the shovel with him. I like that. Wow, silence, long pause, huh?
I didn't dig it. I just thought the script could be more grounded with that.
They really buried the lead on that one.
I thought it was a grave mistake.
Yo, start beating the dead horse.
Johnny Blaze says to trust him because he may have his soul, but he doesn't have his spirit.
Where did this movie take place again?
It's supposed to be Texas, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Texas.
It's Australia, though, so that's the problem.
Wait.
Yeah, they're in Melbourne.
No, but like it takes place in Texas. Is it Corpus Christi?
Wow.
Any man who's got the guts to sell his soul for love has got the power to save the world. What?
Yeah, I had the same note. I literally have, what?
He has to take the contract to San Venganza, which is 500 miles away. They better get moving. Sam will ride a mysterious horse. That's going to take forever on that horse, I said. But then turns into a flaming skull, and he's Carter Slade.
Then it turns into like a steampunk Wild Wild West robo horse.
Yeah, I like that.
And then there is this just really weird extended sequence of them riding through the desert.
It's real weird.
That looks like the end of Wild Wild West.
Also, they murder a lizard. They ride by a lizard, and that thing catches on fire and dies.
It's the lizard's fault.
Broken lizard.
Sam says to stick to the shadows, and then he rides away. They both turn back to human form. He says this is the end of the trail for him. This was his last change. Hope God gives him a second chance.
I was so confused by this. Carter can only change into a Ghost Rider one more time. Why is that? What rules dictate that?
Question.
And he's waiting for this moment to redeem himself, but all he does is ride there and then die? He doesn't even fight.
Yeah, he's not really a friend.
One last ride, baby.
But they don't have that much of a relationship, right? Like, I'll show you the way. I'm not going to go, though. I'm not going to go into that fight.
Why not fight, though?
He's an old man.
It was fucking stupid, is what it was.
Cage is creeping through the marsh, some kind of marsh thing. The water demon tries to drown him, but he burns the water demon into nothing.
Easiest kill yet.
Easiest kill. That was so, and he baited him into that.
Wallow seems surprised that he could turn into Ghost Rider.
Yeah, he did seem very surprised. How deep into Gillian Jacobs?
No, I have a feeling he's still looking at like all fantasy everything stats.
Amin has not talked for a while.
Awful, man. Like, I got an email about some shit. And my next note isn't until he gets all the souls to get into him.
Wow, that's okay. A lot happens. We'll blow through that. Now they're in the ghost town. Blackheart says if he changes, she dies. She says to do it anyway. Cage pulls out the contract. Blackheart throws her against a wall. They're both holding the contract. He turns into the Rider. Ghost Rider throws fire rocks against his back. But the sun's coming up, so he's starting to change back into Nick Cage. Blackheart catches the chain, throws him onto an empty fountain. Cage tries to get a gun. Blackheart calls all the souls of San Venganza. They all start going into his mouth. And I did say this. I mean, I questioned the 1,000 souls. Is that really a lot? When they all start going into him, it felt like a lot.
It is a lot. And it seemed like an odd time for them to really err on the side of accuracy.
Right.
And
do you think there were actually 1,000 souls?
I'm sorry, did you say
Yeah,
Air.
Air is what you breathe.
To err on the side of accuracy.
Air is what Esteban Tyler was. He said, you cannot catch air.
He wasn't an Aerosmith?
Also, Blackheart says, all of you, come to me. And I said, what the hell is this movie? Why do these 1,000 souls give him the power to change the earth into a living hell?
I don't know.
Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like,
Roxy rushes to Johnny. Blackheart's eyes are red. They say, my name is Legion, for we are many.
No. He says, my name is Legion, for we are... Long pause. Many.
It's terrible writing. It is terrible writing. Cage says he has to get him into the shadows. He shoots him with the gun repeatedly. Blackheart shoves him through a door.
Roxy wants to bail, but Johnny says he has to fight. And then he says,
I'm the only one who can walk in both worlds. I'm Ghost Rider.
They said it! They said it!
He picks up Cage, but Roxy shoots him. Now she's out of bullets. She throws the gun to Cage.
How do shotgun shells affect the supernatural being?
I don't know. The shadows make it a fire gun of sorts, I guess. He shoots Blackheart, and the souls are all forming back into Blackheart.
Why would souls look like corpses?
Yeah, I was wondering why they were zombie-like.
Yeah, that's a good question, yeah.
I guess because they're evil, but I don't know.
How does it feel to have all that evil
inside? But they're mummified.
And, all of their power, all those souls, all their souls to burn, and then he hits him with the penance stare.
This is a good move.
Because now he's got the souls in him.
What?
It didn't work earlier.
My last 4 notes are just what?
It didn't work earlier because he had no soul, but now he's got 1,000 souls. I mean, it takes him down. Eva seductively walks to Ghost Rider. Oh my God!
Flame gets blue again.
Yeah, she reaches for him. He says "monster" and turns away, but she's not afraid. She touches his fire skull and it turns him back into his regular form.
Just like Beauty and the Beast.
Peter Fonda shows up, says he wants to take back the power of the Ghost Rider. He gets his life back. He'll get someone else to carry the curse. Says, no, I'm going to own this curse and I'm going to use it against you. Whenever innocent blood is spilled, it'll be my father's blood and you'll find me there. The spirit of vengeance fighting fire with fire. I do not understand how the devil works.
I never understood why he offered him freedom in the first place.
No, this is the best part. So he says to him, you can keep my soul, and the devil gets upset about it and says, I will make you pay for this. You already did. You've got a soul. Like, wouldn't the devil be like, this is great. I own his soul forever. I don't think they understand what the whole concept of owning someone's soul is.
This is an awful monologue. I was very upset.
Oh, I liked it.
It was setting up the next movie, I guess.
Yeah. Spirit of Vengeance.
Oh, there was a sequel?
Yeah. Oh, my God, yeah.
It made so much money of me.
It made $228. What are you talking about? Is there another movie? Fonda disappears after Cage says he can't live in fear. Blackheart disappears. They're walking to the tree from their youth. She asks why his choices always keep them apart. She says this is
on
what
Amazon Prime
meant to be. Oh boy, he has his second chance to make
18% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Nicolas Cage is still in it.
Yeah,
oh
goddamn right.
They kiss.
Idris Elba.
Yes, they kiss under the tree. Then Sam comes back. It's said that the West was built on legends and legends, blah, blah, blah.
This is how legends are born.
Close up of Cage riding in the flaming skull. Roll credits.
It made $132 million on a $75 million budget. Yes.
Yeah, man.
It's on Stars this weekend.
Pick it as our next movie, you fucking coward. Nick Cage's alleged hairpiece required 3 hours to apply every day.
But the abs were real, bitch.
Nick Cage has a Ghost Rider tattoo and had to cover it up with makeup to play Johnny Blaze. And his computer-generated skull was made from a 3-dimensional X-ray taken of his actual skull.
Nicolas Cage, huge Marvel fan, huge comic book fan.
Yeah.
Amin, I never knew this. I'm wondering if you knew this. Did you know that the Cage in Nicolas Cage is taken from Luke Cage?
I did not know that either.
He's woke. Wasn't Luke Cage black?
Luke Cage is black.
All right, there you go.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nick Cage wrote sections of the script. When he found out that Johnny Depp was supposed to play this in the 90s, that's when he got involved. Also, Eric Bana was in heavy contention, but they gave him the Hulk instead.
Oh, I'm sure you're glad he made the right decision there.
Let's see. Oh, this Wes Bentley thing, man.
According to an interview he gave to the New York Times in 2010, this movie was made during the middle of Wes Bentley's decade-long, extremely serious addiction to cocaine and heroin. He said in that interview that he only accepted any movie roles during that time so that he would have enough money to buy drugs.
Man.
Wait a second. How much drugs was he doing?
That's a great question.
There is some wild shit in that interview. He's living with weird people. He's owing weird people money. And it made me wonder if he's applying his own smoky eye to be Blackheart.
The helicopter scene at the top of the building, the director put his own money in to make that action sequence.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You gotta have the helicopter
That was
sequence.
A reshoot. Like that was they added that much later. This was originally planned for summer of 2006, and then due to some complications with everything, ended up coming out, I think, in February of 2007.
Yeah, they wrapped principal photography in June 2005.
Did he really think like the helicopter scene was going to save this movie?
Yeah, he watched The Matrix.
Yo, by the way, they say the Zack Snyder version of
next year, baby, Snyder Cut. It's coming.
It's coming to HBO Max.
I can't wait.
They still can't fix the mustache, and I can't get past that.
I just like the idea that, like, as shitty as it was, he's like, no. But if you see my version, it's actually going to be good. Okay, buddy.
Justice League, 40%.
Ooh. Okay.
Just saying.
Eva Mendes intentionally gained weight for her role as Roxanne Simpson because she shares very little resemblance to the comic book version and stated that she, at least for the fans, could be as voluptuous as the comic version.
Like she wasn't already voluptuous? Like I didn't understand that at all.
God bless it.
The movie was originally budgeted at $65 million. Production costs went up as soon as Nick Cage came on board and demanded a hefty fee to play the lead. He also demanded that the Ghost Rider had to look photorealistic in post-production, which increased the production cost even more. So
wait,
almost double.
That's it looking photorealistic?
That's after a polish.
So that's how they hit $110 million on the budget, Jesus. But it made $228. Who cares?
Who cares, man?
Oh, it was Nick Cage's idea to cast Peter Fonda as the villain. Is he the villain?
Not really.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah.
The Ghost Rider was also featured in a commercial for Jackson Hewitt Tax Services in which the character presented his income tax forms to a clerk for processing to receive a quick refund check. I have no idea.
Why?
The head-on shot showing Johnny Blaze crashing his motorcycle on landing after jumping a long line of trucks is identical to the famous shot of Evel Knievel's crash after a spectacular jump at Caesar's Palace on December 31st, 1967. The caretaker's identity as another rider who knows what it's like to be one firsthand is implied by his having left exactly the right number of cups of water for Johnny to guzzle when he wakes up. I don't think that's true. That's not real trivia.
No.
This is my favorite one, though. To create the Ghost Rider's voice, sound designer Dane A. Davis recorded all of Nicolas Cage's lines as the Ghost Rider and then filtered them through 3 different kinds of animal growls, played backwards, covering 3 separate frequencies, then played them through a mechanical volumizer before finally giving them a fiery crackle. Writer and director Mark Steven Johnson compared it to a deep, demonic, mechanical lion's roar and said one thing is for sure, his voice will shake the theater. It sounded like garbage.
It sounds so bad.
Guilty.
That is what we call over-editing.
So there are no movie reviews from Tony Medley in 2007.
What the fuck was Tony Medley doing in 2007?
Him and Wes Bentley getting it in.
So I did try to find something that had ghosts in it. And so I don't think we're going to do this movie, Ghost of Girlfriend's Past.
Oh my God.
All right, this is Tony Medley on Ghost of Girlfriend's Past. Yeah. What happens when the immovable object, like Matthew McConaughey, who has made a string of bombs longer than Wilt Chamberlain's arm, meets the irresistible force, like Mark Waters, who directed two of this century's best comedies, Freaky Friday and Mean Girls? I forgot that he was so horny for Freaky Friday.
He loves Freaky Friday.
Since this is a director's medium, one would think the smart money would be on Waters. Alas, the smart money is not always right. McConaughey emerges victorious in this vacuous, unfunny attempt at humor. Maybe Waters can blame writers John Lucas and Scott Moore along with McConaughey, although Matthew seems to have a genius for picking horrible material. Then again, maybe I give Matthew too much credit. Maybe he is nothing more than a beautiful smile. The movie started so poorly that I leaned over to the beautiful 20-something girl sitting next to me and asked if she thought this was as bad as I did after 4 minutes.
Whoa!
She said she did.
Tony! What?
Photographer Connor Mead is a shallow bachelor who disdains commitment. I can't imagine any woman spending any time with him, much less with her clothes off, regardless of how cute he might be. I don't think you understand attraction. He's a consummate jerk. He goes to the wedding of his brother Paul Breckenmeyer, where he comes across the girlfriend of his youth, Jenny Perotti, Jennifer Garner. What proceeds is predictable, as Connor just about ruins his brother's wedding, but hey, maybe he can hook up with Jenny again. This is a takeoff on Charles Dickens' The Christmas Carol, as Connor is visited by his dead Uncle Wayne, played by Michael Douglas in a dispiriting performance, and in The Ghost of Girlfriend's Past, Alison Vandermeersch from Emma Stone, who gives the only good performance in the movie and is an exceptional outing indeed. Present, who's Melanie by Noreen DeWolf, and who is not really dead, and future Olga Maluk, an unspeaking ethereal beauty. There is not a believable character in the entire movie. The setup at the beginning of the movie where we see Connor in action as a professional photographer is so ridiculous, it's obvious Waters knows nothing about photography and didn't care enough to hire an advisor to create some believability. After the opening scene, the movie is just plunged downhill. I would say this was a complete and utter waste of time and talent, but except for Emma Stone, I didn't see any talent.
I mean, he's not wrong about Emma Stone, so.
I love Emma Stone.
But what is he doing creeping on people in the movie theater, Tony?
He's definitely a catcaller, right?
Him and Wes Bentley.
All right. Golden Dumpster?
I got a lot of nominees for this.
Oof.
Misogynistic mutton chop ginger biker. The Sobe Dome, Peter Fonda, Wes Bentley, Sam Elliott, Nick Cage, Nick Cage's accent, Nick Cage's shredded body, the CGI, a flaming skull whistling, the waiter who turned down Eva Mendes, Rebel Wilson, calling the black kid innocent, and the shovel reveal.
Roll out pizza dough on those abs, you know what I mean?
Yo, on the final few episodes of Rick and Morty, they came up with this term. I don't know if they invented. Is that a real term or did they invent that term?
No, cum gutters is a thing.
I don't think they invented it. That's real.
They didn't invent that. That's been around for since at least D'Angelo.
Nick Cage for sure had cum gutters in that mirror.
The term.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh man, where are you going, Zach, with your golden dumpster?
Oh, it's Cage turning into the Ghost Rider. He's acting his ass off. You kidding me?
Is that just Nick Cage?
Yes, that's just Nick Cage,
Nick Cage, baby.
I'm gonna go with the Ghost Rider deciding 2/3 of the movie, and you know what? I'm gonna be a vigilante. First thing I'm gonna do: kill a mugger, murder a mugger.
Oh, Maze, what's your golden dumpster?
It's gotta be the flaming skull whistling. I'm still mad about that.
Oh man,
I like that you will not suspend your disbelief for a flaming skull whistling, but the idea of a motorcycle answering to a whistle and answering only to a whistle. The only way the motorcycle would know that Ghost Rider needs it is through a whistle. Didn't even have ears.
All right, Amin, phobe or file?
This is a definitely super phobe.
What?
This movie was awful.
Super phobe.
It didn't make any sense. Like, you gotta have some basic plot device for the reason for everything to happen. They never introduced that. Why are we doing this? Why is this document so important? So you get the 1,000 souls. How's it going to help you take over the world? None of that is explained. This movie was awful. What was so awful about it made me mad at one point because I thought to myself, do I just not like it? Do I have something against motorcycles? Right? I'm thinking about Hot Rod.
I'm anti-motorcycle for sure.
Is it and I thought about Gemini Man. I was like, is it a motorcycle thing where I'm just angry at motorcycles? But then I said, no, they don't have a plot either, and I think I'm angrier about that.
Okay, Maze. Oh wait, I'd like to change my golden dumpster.
Yeah,
I'm gonna change it to him eating out that martini glass full of jelly beans.
I mean, you're still talking about getting in the cage.
Yeah, that's true.
You got the full repertoire.
Maze profile.
I'm starting to get concerned about myself. If I could see myself in a third-person perspective, my habits in relation to Cinephobe, they're not healthy. I think I watched this movie for like 4 hours yesterday because I was rewinding and I was pausing and I was taking notes and I wasn't fully locked in. This is a 2-hour podcast. I have a feeling it's going to be a 2-parter. And then I'm going to spend probably 6 to 8 hours editing this son of a bitch. And I don't know if I like it anymore. I don't know. I've been on the verge this whole podcast.
The podcast or the movie?
This movie. I love this podcast.
I tolerate it.
I was very torn because I really like Sam Elliott. I think Nick Cage is actually doing pretty good stuff. The accent, I mean, we've had some real shitbag accents, and he at least can do a southern accent. But then half the movie is CGI with this fucking demon skull that doesn't even have his voice. It's his voice run through a meat tenderizer. But I had a really good time on this pod, so I think I'm going to have to file it.
Yeah, I'm torn on this because...
How we're doing this?
I'm torn on this because I don't like... For the most part, I don't really like comic book movies, right? I'm not a comic book guy, and I just don't think they do them all that well. They've gotten better, but I still don't think they do them all that well. And it just becomes like CGI porn at this point, right? With the fights and everything. It just becomes a giant battle royale. So Peter Fonda actually does a good job. His devil character made no sense.
At the beginning, I was thinking that he was very close to not having an ass.
Yeah, same. But he definitely has an ass.
But he never got there.
No, he never quite got there. Never lost his ass.
He never took the ass off.
Wes Bentley is atrocious. Atrocious.
I mean, Wes Bentley's just high, dude. Like, I can't blame the man.
Like, I would have rather them, like, kept in the part where he shoots up right before the scene starts.
Get them checks, Wes Bentley.
He's so bad, and the villain is so bad. Like, the character itself, I don't know that anyone could have done it real justice.
God, no.
Other than if Nick Cage was playing it. There are just so many holes in this movie, like the vigilante part, killing a mugger for mugging. That's weird. But then at the same time, I love Nicolas Cage, right? And I think he does a great job in this movie. And so I think I'm going to go against the grain here, guys, and not do what you're expecting me to do. I'm going to file it.
Was that against the grain?
You filed a movie you picked?
I filed a Nick Cage movie.
What?
I filed Nick Cage acting his fucking ass off. I filed Nick Cage watching a chimpanzee while eating a martini glass full of jelly beans because he doesn't drink alcohol because of the nightmares. I believed every part of the Ghost Rider character.
Explain it all.
Let me break it down like this for you, Amin. All right. Here's Zach's last 3 picks.
What does that have to do with anything with this movie?
Primal.
Great movie.
Zach filed it. You and me phobed it, Amin.
What? Well, you guys are wrong.
Cop Out. Zach filed it. You and me phobed it, Amin.
Yeah. Monocle wearing motherfucker.
I Am Wrath. Zach filed it. You and me phobed it. I gave him one here. This is better than those 3 movies.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, a Nick Cage movie is a real movie.
Maze, I don't know why you wasted your time reading the last 3.
Could have been
when
any
you can go through
single
Zach's. Yeah, he literally has liked every single movie he's picked except for one. The one he didn't like was Good Luck Chuck.
You know, every once in a while he gives us a double impact, but it feels like 5 years ago.
We got 2 hours out of this movie too. I gave you another double impact.
It's only because Amin is like talking about anything but this movie.
That's what saved the pod. Maze, you're like, I enjoyed the pod, so I'm going to file this. I'm like, is that how we're doing this now? If you enjoyed the pod, well, then you should be filing me then.
I was on the verge. I couldn't decide, and the pod put me over the top.
I tried to do a different movie. You guys were dicks, so you got Ghost Rider. And you know what? You're welcome for getting Ghost Rider. Because
What was the other movie you wanted to do?
I was going to do like The Breakup or something. And you guys shame me. You guys say, "Oh, you idiot! We've been doing great movies lately. I don't know what you're talking about." And so you know what? I gave you another great movie.
Nobody said that.
That was me. He was mad at me, and this was his spite pick against me, which failed.
Or did it? Or have I ruined your mind so much with my picks during this whole thing that you don't know what world you're walking through, Ghost Rider? You don't know which one. You don't know where you are. So you're just filing.
It's true, because I can walk in both, so I'm not sure which one I'm in ever.
Exactly, bonehead.
Next time we make love, you introduce me to Jade.
Who's picking next?
You know who it is.
What do you got, Maze? Where are you going with?
All right, so put a lot of thought into this, guys. And last week, I don't know where in time callback this is. I guess it's a future callback. You guys both said that 2 different movies came out, and you thought, Eddie Murphy is back.
Oh, no.
And I will tell you that there is one movie where no one said that.
Oh, wow.
And that movie is The Adventures of Pluto Nash.
Wow. Let me tell you right now, spoiler alert, saw this one in the theater with my brother.
I'm excited. This is a movie that I've heard many things about that I've never seen.
Oh, buckle up. Eddie Murphy, as you've never seen him before. Where can the people find it?
You got to pay for it. We're paying for this one.
Ooh, tough times.
Yeah, no, I don't care.